Danny Welbeck to Chelsea is official. He has been announced finally. Yeah, we're gonna be discussing that. We're gonna be discussing João Pedro potential new deal, right? And there are other people that might be getting a new deal. Chavarria new bid, and then another person that Chelsea is also interested in the centre back position, right? We're gonna be getting into all of that. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Famous Football. I'm your host Nate. Let's talk football. Let's get into it. Yeah, Danny Welbeck to Chelsea is official, yeah. But before we get into all of that, right, I show you what Chelsea has to say and all of that good stuff. How about we talk about the elephant in the room? Chelsea lost to Spurs. It's a preseason game. You shouldn't be looking at the score. You shouldn't be paying attention to those things, yeah. But it kind of hurts though. It kind of hurt. It's losing to Spurs. It kind of hurt, and especially the manner in which we lost. Yeah, that's it. We were beaten best by Spurs. Our midfield in that game was non-existent. We couldn't match the physicality and intensity that Tonali and what's his name, Gallagher was bringing into that midfield. We couldn't match it. Our midfield couldn't match it, which was Isugu and Lavia. Now, Lavia quality on the board. There's a couple times he kind of showed me this is what we've been missing from Lavia, or this is what we know Lavia can do. But then his physique or his physicality level is not up there as well, right? So he was getting Aaron, right? And then Isugu, you can also tell that he still have a lot to learn, yeah? That's why a lot of us are calling for him to go along. But all in all, right, our attack did not look that bad. Jimmy Gittins, yeah, seems actually good. Like, he seems actually good. Like, he seems a bit more confident when he's on the ball. He's not second guessing what he's going to do or what he should do. Like, João Pedro, as for him, we will talk about João Pedro. He's a mile ahead of everybody. Yeah, the confidence he's moving with, the flair that he's playing with. Esteva, as genuinely still think, Esteva also do have a little bit more to learn as well. But then Palestra also, yeah, not too bad, not too shabby, not too bad in the sense like he was getting beat here and there, a little bit. But then, what's it called? When it comes to bumping forward, going forward, that combination with Esteva, I saw a little bit of it, and that was good. But somebody said he's like a quicker Marcos Alonso. That's kind of the vibe he gave me. Like, he's good with his feet, he's good going forward. Like, I'm yet to see him be a proper lock it down type of defender. Not yet. The 2 preseason games we played so far, I haven't seen none of that from him. But when it's come to bumping forward, the brother is on it. Now, the center back, they weren't so bad. Right? Hato look decent. Liverpool look decent. What's his name? Fofana also look okay, right? But again, we are a little bit sloppy. You see those mistakes we keep making. The goals that we consider against Spurs, right? The first goal, that's pretty much how it's been. That's why we finished 10th. Right, part of the reason why we finished 10th, making sloppy mistake, out of not being focused, losing it when we shouldn't even be losing it in the first place, making the wrong passes, all of that, yeah, not being sharp, not being quick enough, not matching the intensity level, yeah, just all of that. That was the reason. And today, right, we couldn't match it when it comes to Spurs. We were being best by Spurs in every single sense. Now, granted, right, some of our supposed starting 11 or people that were beating the starting 11 are not even on the pitch. Now, there are a few of them. Now, when I look at the front 3, I say that's probably them, right? I'll say basically the front 4, that's probably them, right, for now. Now, what's his name? Morgan Rogers instead of Gittins, right? And then maybe Rich James in that lineup, right, as well, right? Caicedo being there. We don't even have, what's his name? Enzo Fernandez, if he stays, so we can say it's now probably our strongest lineup. So, again, it's preseason. You don't want to pay attention to the score, but it's Spurs, right? So, it kind of sucks. But, listen. It's dead, it's gone, it's dusted. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to dwell on that, yeah? We're looking forward to seeing AC Milan and see a little bit more of an improvement, right? So let's see what happened there. But Danny Welbeck, like I said, he's officially a blue, yeah? That's the man. Welcome to Chelsea, right? Listen, we did our annual business with Brighton. Every summer, we have to go over there and get somebody. And this year is Danny Welbeck. Bringing him into the squad is great. The experience that he have, what he will know he can do, what we know they may always score against Chelsea. Bringing him off the bench, right? for João Pedro to come and add something, or plus a João Pedro. You know what I mean? Because João Pedro can drift out wide, and then you have somebody like Danny Welbeck, a proven Premier League goal scorer, right, in there for João Pedro to be able to freely move if we are chasing the game, or, you know, chasing the game, chasing the draw, chasing the win, whatever. Bringing him on would be a very good thing, right? He can be our Giroud, because that's what Giroud used to do. And that's it's like this exact same way he's being used, or he was being used at Brighton. So I'm 100% for it, right? So he knows he's not going to be playing a lot. He knows all of that. We got one game. João Pedro is the main man forward. He knows that, but he's still coming because we need that experience. We need that composure when it gets to it, right? And then the next person that might be through the door too will be Henderson. It's another free transfer. He's coming through, right? Xabi wants him. He's going to bring experience. He's going to be kind of like the player coach, or the player, you know, manager, whatever you want to call him. So we need that balance, right? Experience and what's it called? Youngsters. So listen, Danny Welbeck, welcome to the Blue family. Now, let me know your thoughts down below about that. João Pedro, the brother might sign a new deal, right? Chelsea looking to lock him down, and I think I'm 100% with it. I'm 100% with this one. Now let's get into it. Barcelona and Arsenal indicated they are willing to pay £85 million for João Pedro. Exceed £85 million for João Pedro. Chelsea immediately closed the door, declaring João Pedro non-negotiable. João Pedro will sign in the coming days to remain until 2033. Now listen, I am for this. Like I said, right? I am for this. I want him to stay, and him staying would be a very good thing. Listen, the way the man is moving, like I mentioned earlier, listen, he's miles ahead of everybody. He's quicker. He's good. He's a goal scorer. What we need from him, he can combine with people. He can assist. All of that, having him in that squad elevates the level. And we need that right now. So locking him down to 2033. If we can even lock him down to 2040, let's do it. Yeah, just add it up and let's do it. But I'm 100% with that. So, João Pedro, listen, congratulations on your new deal, and hopefully we get to see you a lot more at Chelsea. So let's see how that turns out. We already know he's the main man, right? Jackson is there. Xabi Alonso is trying to evaluate him, even though we know Aston Villa wants him and Aston Villa is trying to get him. But Xabi Alonso going to monitor him and all of that good stuff. So let's see how this turns out, right? But let me know your thoughts about that. But again, João Pedro is not the only person that might be getting a new deal at Chelsea. Now, let's get into it. João Pedro is not the only Chelsea player expected to get a fresh agreement in place in the coming weeks. And this is reported by The Athletic, right? Yeah, man. I'm not against it, right? That simply means Enzo Fernandez might be getting a new deal, because we know, according to Fabrizio Romano, that his agent might be coming into London, might be coming into the UK, right, very soon, basically this coming week, to discuss the possibility of his future. Maybe he's getting a new deal, or he's getting, you know, if he's going to go somewhere, or whatever the case may be. So he's coming in time for them to discuss it. So it's not a guarantee that Enzo Fernandez is going to get a new deal. Now, as a Chelsea fan, right, I'm okay if he stay. If he wants to stay, I'm okay that he stay, and I want him to stay, right? Considering the fact we couldn't even get a game rush, he's off to Arsenal. I need him, right? I would say we need him. We need him, right? This one no problem. If he don't want to stay, adios, right? Let's see you, see you, bye later. He can go. But if he indicates he wants to stay, he can sign a new deal. We can sign him, and he himself know right now, like, it's not in his favor. The Madrid is not interested. PSG is not coming. Man City is going in for Boadi, so they may not even come in, right? So he doesn't have, the upper hand here. So if he indicates he wants to stay, and Chelsea is willing to give him an increased salary, that's fine. That's fine. And then maybe down the line, if they decide, okay, he wants to leave, and they can get the money they want from him, happy days. We all happy, right? But right now, I don't think he have, the negotiating power, because Chelsea don't really care. They can decide not to give him a new deal, and he can go and then find a new club that come and then match Chelsea evaluation for him, and Chelsea will be okay with it, right? Because if he leave, Chelsea can go in for Adam Wharton, right? It's okay. Alex Scott, Adam Wharton, those people can come in, and I think Chelsea is looking to do that anyway. So let's see what happens with that, but hopefully I'm hoping that he stays. I'm hoping that he stays, and then maybe we can add like or Adam Wharton to the squad again. That would be pretty good. But let me know your thoughts down below. Are you okay? Are you okay with Enzo Fernandez staying at the club? Do you want him to stay or do you want him out? How do you feel about that? Let me know your thoughts down below. Yeah. Now, Chavarria. Chavarria, this is probably one of the longest thing I've seen, right? Chelsea been linked with this guy since forever. Forever. Rayo Vallecano is playing tactics, so is Chelsea, right? They're trying to get an arm and a leg from him, or at least Chelsea feel that way, right? And Rayo Vallecano is thinking, pay the release clause, and then we can call it a day. But Chelsea is not looking to do that. They want, they want to pay a certain amount. But here's the latest on the big man. Chelsea have stepped up their pursuit of Pep Chavarría with an improved offer to Rayo Vallecano. Negotiations between the club are progressing as Xabi Alonso pushes to sign the Spanish left back. The Blues have submitted a new proposal as talks continue over a deal. Now, maybe this new proposal might get the job actually done, right? Because we heard before, the release clause were around 42 to 46 million. I can't really get the exact figure here. That was the release clause, around there, right? But Rayo Vallecano was willing to settle around, they are willing to settle around 30 million, the 30 million mark, they're willing to settle there, right? And Chelsea wanted to give them earlier paid 21 million, and they didn't want that. So if Chelsea can get anywhere around that 30 million, settlement area, right, that Rayo Vallecano is okay at settling out, right? Because Chelsea feel like they're demanding a little bit too much, or they were deceived, or Rayo Vallecano is being difficult. So now if they can get that done, Xabi wants the player wants to come to Chelsea as well. So it's just a matter of valuation. Chelsea value him differently as compared to Rayo Vallecano. So now if they can find a common ground, I think he might be a Chelsea player soon. So let's see what happens with that, right? I'll take him for the little clip that I see. He's aggressive. He might be able to do what Cucurella was doing. Now, he may not even bump forward a lot, but that aggressive, person, because that was what Cucurella gave us a lot, right? Now, Cucurella knew also how to make a late run into the box, right? To be that extra body into the box. He knew how to do that. We saw a lot of that under Maresca. Now, for Chavarria, the clip that I've seen so far, I haven't seen a lot of that. But one thing I can tell you, he's very physical, right? He can, he's very physical. He will be on you as a defender. If you're an attacker, he's going to be on you. And we need that. We need that, right? At least be a backup to what's his name? Hato, if we need it, right? And Hato can also play in that center back position. So he can also be a backup to what's his name? Nowhere if we need it. So it's like we need that little bit of a balance here, right? So Chavarria, if Chelsea can get this done, I will 100% appreciate it. Now, let me know your thoughts down below, all right, about that. Right? How you feeling about this particular deal, right? Chavarria to Chelsea. Let me know. Now, last but not the least, right? Chelsea is linked with this guy called Giorgio, if I'm not mistaken. Giorgio Scavani. Since I watched The Godfather, I feel like I can pronounce every single Italian name that is out there. Giorgio Scavani. Scavani, right? Chelsea is linked with him. He's from Atalanta. I know nothing about him, but Chelsea are linked with him. They're monitoring, they're making inquiries about him, right? Do we need another centre back? Maybe. Maybe not, right? Do we need another centre back? Maybe. Because I know for sure Sa will be going on loan. They haven't made a decision about Anselmino yet. And I also think, what's his name? Champion should go on loan as well, right? Johnson should be sold. Disasi will be sold, or should be sold on loan. And then Badedeshi, Napoli is in, right, for him. So that looks like it could happen. So Xabi, like he said in one of his press conferences, he want at least 4 to 5 center back, right? Max 4 to 5. So, and I agree with that. And I'm 100% with that. At least 2 on the right that can play there, 2, on the left that can play there. And then you just have 1 that can kind of fill in either way, right? We know Lacroix right now is the preferred option to kind of play. And then Liverpool will be that 2 people there right now. But if we can get another one, because we know those people that I mentioned earlier, they for sure will be going along. But this guy, I know nothing about him. I just look him up on SofaScore, right? I know he's Italian. I know he's 6'4", right? That's basically what I know about him. And another thing I saw again is that he got injured a lot. The brother got injured in September. What's it called? October, November, right? Maybe not at December, but then in January he also got injured, and then March got injured, May also got injured, right? Now, even though he was not out for a lot, but brother, that's a lot of injuries in a single season. Yeah, being out like what, 6 different times. So maybe Chelsea need to look into that as well, and not just bring another Lavia to the club. So, but that's pretty much it. Daniel Welbeck to Chelsea. João Pedro getting a new deal. Chavarria might be next, right? Coming through the door. And Henderson, also, we didn't talk about him, but Chelsea might get him in as well. He's going to sign. It's a free agent. Where things going to happen. It's going to be a done deal soon. So let me know your thoughts down below about everything we discussed, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Much appreciated. See you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe. Adios.